Okay, so I'm really excited to hear these guys. This is the return of a group that's going to come in and do their episode 1. Last episode, they did their episode 0, introducing their show about pets, and then we get to get a little bit more into a topic. So look forward to learning a lot. As my pet, I mentioned before, is only a Roomba and a refrigerator pile of sourdough starter, I have much to learn in the way of pets, so I can't wait to learn from these guys. So without further ado, I'm going to let them take it away.
Okay, so hello and welcome back to the Canine Keepers Podcast. This is Wenshu. It is April 25th, and today, for the first official episode of the Canine Keepers Podcast, we'll be talking about the early days with our dogs.
Hi everyone, this is Daniella, and I will start off the first episode of our podcast today. I'm going to talk about the early months of having my dog and why me and my family considered getting a dog, so let's get into it. I remember when I was younger, all I wanted was a dog, so all I did was just try and convince my parents to get me one, and they kept telling me no. They told me no for the longest time, and then a couple months later, when I turned 12, I remember when my parents told me that I could get a dog for my birthday. I was so happy, and I really didn't know how to express my feelings. A week later, they surprised me with my first dog, and it was so cute. They got me a little Shih Tzu, and she was 2 months old when we got her. Me and my family had to get everything ready for my dog, like getting a cage and the food and all the toys for her. Puppy stages are like the hardest part, but yet the cutest moments ever. Even though I really love dogs, I wanted to have everything prepared so she could like have it all nicely done. It was so much fun the first couple of days, and then when I got my dog, then I realized that this is actually not that like easy and it's very hard. And there was a lot of things that went through my mind when I first got my dog because like be prepared and start eating and everything.
Yeah, I was really nervous when I got my dog too. Like I had a pretty similar experience to you, and I'm pretty sure most kids did when they were getting a dog because a lot of people like want a dog when they're really little. So been wanting a dog since I was like around 5 or 6. And then I think the earliest memory I have of this actually was when I was 5. And then my dad told me I could get a pet for my 8th birthday. So I was really set on getting a dog when I was almost 8 since I'd been anticipating it for so long. And we started planning like months in advance before my birthday. So I wanted to get everything ready for him as soon as possible, but I still had a lot of trouble with things like feeding and training. And I always really loved dogs, but I'd never really been near any pets before getting him, so I never met any like dogs or cats up close. So I was really nervous, and I had a lot of trouble just holding and petting him. And for the first few months, I was always really scared of him peeing on me for some reason. And every few minutes he was on my lap, I'd have to lift him up and check that he wasn't peeing. It was really weird. I'm not sure why I was so worried because he never actually ended up peeing on me. So I'm not sure where I got that fear, but after I got over that, I really liked playing with him, and I tried to spend as much time with him as possible.
Yeah, the training was also very difficult for me and my family. I remember when we first started to like train her, she started like being on the rugs in my house, and we started like keeping her in the cage because like my mom didn't let me like have her out. Potty training was definitely like the difficultest part of getting a dog. Like for the first couple months, we had trouble feeding, and she was so picky and didn't eat everything we gave her. Like she never ate her dog food, and all she wanted was like chicken. And yeah, so I remember like researching, like it was just very hard because like she wouldn't eat everything, and she would like go like days without eating. And then like, yeah, so it took like a while for us to like adjust to it. So like after a while, like we just gave up and started giving her like chicken and stuff. So that's when she started to eat. And then like, I don't really know why, but like she would never even touch her dog food.
Oh,
yeah. So that was definitely the hardest part for us.
Yeah, we had a lot of trouble feeding my dog, but we kind of like conditioned him to like his food. So we got him different brands. Like I think there was one called like Royal Canine, and then there was like Vital and stuff, not sponsored. And we had to give him a bunch of different brands and basically just find which one he liked the most because he was really picky. But my mom didn't want to give him too much human food because she was worried he'd like get fat and get unhealthy. And he still is pretty picky. So he won't really eat anything he can't smell properly, which is weird. So it's hard to find foods that he likes. Like he won't eat fruit, he won't eat vegetables just because he can't smell it properly. So we had to try out a lot of different dog food brands, and we had to try out a lot of different foods to see what he would eat since he really wasn't eating much. And I had a lot of trouble with potty training too. We got these since my parents were at home and I wasn't home usually because school and work, we had to get these potty training rugs, not rugs, these mats for him, and then he'd just pee inside on them. But it was really hard too. I remember I bought this book called, I think it's Chihuahua Smart Owner's Guide, and I was trying to train him to sit and stay and like roll over and stuff just based off of the tips that were in the book. But after a while, I realized that none of them were really working. So now he only knows how to sit. So I was trying to find something similar to that book online, and I found this article called 12 Easy Ways to Teach Your Dog. And it's basically telling you a bunch of different tricks and how to teach them to your dog. So I wanted to kind of look over that with you. So let me pull it up. Okay. So let's look at this. So starting with the sit command. So it says the sit command is one of the easiest tricks your dog can learn. Yeah, that was the only trick my dog learned. And it says to teach this trick, keep your foot on your dog's leash, allowing them only a little room to move, but not enough to jump up. Hold a treat above their head so they move into the sit position naturally, and then say sit. So I think that was basically how I taught my dog how to sit. We were like bribing him with treats until he learned how to do it. Does your dog know how to sit or do any tricks or anything?
Yeah, she actually knows how to lay down and roll over.
Oh, wow.
But it definitely took a lot of patience, but we got it.
Oh yeah, my dog can't do any of that except sitting.
Yeah, it definitely took a couple months, but she's good with it.
How did you pick your dog's name? She's called Diva, right?
No, her name is Prada.
Oh my God, I'm so sorry.
That's all right. So we actually picked her name because we named her Prada because basically a couple years ago, my aunt had a dog named Prada and she passed away. So we just got another one and named her after that.
Oh yeah, that's nice. My name wasn't that meaningful. My dog, he used to be called Merlin because in 3rd grade, I was really obsessed with this book series called The Magic Tree House, and there was a character called Merlin in there. I was a little bookworm. And so I wanted to name him Merlin, and we called him that for the first few months. But after a while, my mom started calling him a different name. She started calling him Gogo, which means dog in Chinese, basically. So she started calling him Dog, and then after a while, he just got used to that. So he doesn't even respond to Merlin anymore, so we just call him Gogo now.
Yeah, that's interesting.
So you said you wanted to have a dog ever since you were really little, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think no matter whether or not you have good experiences or bad experiences with your dog, at some point you'll realize that it's really great and it's really fun, and it'll change you a lot as a person, I think.
Yeah, I agree. And I think we're pretty much wrapped up. So thanks for tuning in for our first episode of our Canine Keepers podcast. Again, this is Daniella and Wenshu.
Thank you.
Bye.